Hello everyone, this is Anna, the founder of Birdhaus Writing and Publishing. Today we are going to talk about one of the three pillars of writing a book. Let's refresh firstly what are the three pillars. First of all, you have your book. In this moment you are thinking about writing a book. This is fantastic. And what you need to take attention to before you go too far away with your content. The first thing that you need to remember that the book has three pillars. First is the brand. You are your brand. And today we are going to talk about that. The second pillar of your book is the audience. You are writing for someone. And this someone is your audience. And the third pillar, of course, is the content. In previous videos, I have shared with you why many people block while writing the first book. It's because they all start with the content. But my advice is always, you need to start with the brand. Why is that? Now we are going to talk about that. You are becoming a brand. As an author, as a writer, maybe the first time they are writing a book, you are becoming a brand because suddenly you are sharing with the world what you think, what you stand for, what are your ideas. And this thing is actually a brand. But the first thing that you need to think about is like how you want to be perceived and all what is around a brand. So let's start with the very, very basic. And you can imagine what I'm going to start, which is start with your why. The first thing that you need to really understand is what is motivating you to become an author. This is so important because if you start here, or even if you start with the audience and you don't understand what with between you, you are never going to continue. The first thing is about start with your why you want to write this book, why you want to become an author. You need to dig into your inner motivation and understand exactly what is bringing you to have this book idea. This step is so important because it's going to shape all the other elements around the book that we are going to discuss later on. You need to find your inner motivation. You need to find exactly your motivation that you want to write this book and what do you want to share. The first thing is start with your why. Once you have clarified your why and why you want to write this book and why you want to share the knowledge with the world, you need then to define your brand voice. Brand voice is quite easy to understand because it's how do you write? How do you want the people to perceive you when you put words on the digital paper? This is easy when you go to LinkedIn or social media or you are going to check some blog post. You will see that people write in different way. Some are more verbose, some less, some are funny, some are very introspective. It depends from the style. And this is important that you define your own. If you are already producing content online, you have already created your brand voice, which is very good. This is the first time, then I advise you to maybe write a bit so that you will understand what is your kind of style. Usually the style of writing should be also aligned with the style that you are in person. So if you are a funny person and you do a lot of jokes, and so it will be interesting also to see that reflected in your content. If you are more an introspective person, then it will be also good to see that into your writing. Defining your brand voice is important at the beginning because once you start writing, this should be natural, and then you will continue your full book about that. And this is why it's important to relatively early in your book phase to work on this, because then later on it's going to be difficult to change all the content aligning with your brand voice. If you work with artificial intelligence, there are some of the tools out there that actually help you shape your brand voice, and they can also then write part of the content for you, aligning with your brand voice. For example, Jasper used this very good, and then it's a very interesting system that helps you to also understand what is your brand voice. Brand voice. Once you have defined this, you need a certain point to sit down and reflect about your book goals. These remain part of the brand. Why? because you are producing a content to be shared with the world. If you are a professional and you are writing a non-fiction book, your book should be aligned with your professional goals, with your brand, and with your business. If you are in a corporate world and you are writing on leadership or team management, this is also very important. The goal that you are going to define for your book needs to be aligned with your brand. And this is important that you define quite at the beginning goals, because no one is going to tell you what is your goals. Depending from what you want to achieve with this book, the book is going to have one turn or the other. Defining the goals very early stage will help you also to shape the different stage of the strategy later on, like the editing, the publishing, and the marketing. Your book goals can be that you want to be perceived as a thought leader in your field, and the book is going to help you with that. Or the book goals can be that it's an additional marketing tool for your business, additional to the social media content or the blog or whatever other asset you have for your business. Book can be a crucial element to increase your reputation and your brand. The book goals can also be something very personal. For example, you want to prove to yourself that you can achieve it and you can also publish it. No one can tell you what is exactly your book goal. This is why you need to understand this at the very beginning while you are working on your brand, because this is never going to change. Because if one of the goals of your book is to increase your brand for your business, then everything needs to be related to that. The title, the cover, the way that you're going to promote it needs to be aligned with your business. And if you don't have a business, you have a career, it's important that the book that you are producing is going to enhance your career and support it and not kill it. And to do that, you need to be very clear on what you want to achieve at the very beginning. To help you understand better what I mean about branding and author branding, I recommend you to go and check online some of the authors. First, there is a group of authors that are writers, and they are really only writers, and they publish regularly books. Those kind of authors, they are very interesting because they have built the full brand around their career as a writer. Then there are a group of writers which actually are entrepreneurs or professionals, and they are using the books to increase their visibility, to position themselves as a thought leader in their field. Those two categories are very interesting because depending from your goals, it might be that you are keen to one or to another. You can also check authors that are writing fiction books, which is also very good because also there you are going to see the branding is so important because they need to have a clear understanding of the audience and what they want to achieve, and the branding will be around that. And everything that I'm going to write also in social media or videos or in YouTube are going to be around their own branding. This is so important to understand at the very beginning because it helps you shape also the kind of book that you want to write and understand what do you want to achieve in the ultimate goal for your book. I hope this video helped you. In case you want to know more, you can still follow me on YouTube. I will share with you along the way short videos to help you with your book journey. And if you want to understand the full book journey from A to Z in a very concise way, you can register to the masterclass, Birdhaus Masterclass. You can find this in the link below. And you can always reach out to Birdhaus if you want to have more information or you want to enroll in an online course or in a workshop. We are here to help. I'm very happy to have you on board, and I hope to see soon your book published. Thank you.